Oh, wait.
I know, right? You'd be like, well, actually, it's funny you should mention that because hey, welcome to the show. It's Ace Micheals, the Buzz Talk Show, and we want to say, wait, I need to put my watch on, as I love to wear my watch on the show. Anyway, we want to say hello to everyone, and also, first off, thank you for making our show successful. We are the #1 talk show on your social media network, and I appreciate that very, very much. You may notice I dressed up a little bit today. I dressed up because today we're talking about design. We're talking about elements that make your home fancy. So I wanted to be fancy for the show today. And my good friend is joining us today. Mr. Thomas Keplinger is here to talk about how to make your home look more like a home and less like a house, even if you have an apartment. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you here. You're always a great informative resource. And that I want to share. So, first off, because a lot of people don't know, and they should know, but they don't. Give us your credentials, your credibility, so people understand.
Okay.
Okay, well, who is this guy? How can he be qualified to tell us anything about anything?
Yes.
Right.
Well, first of all, I come from a long line of designers in my family, very artistic, industrial designers, interior designers, and painters. And then I graduated from the University of Arizona in human resources and environmental design.
Oh, it's a serious degree.
Yes, it's set up so that when I speak with someone about an area that they want to design, whether it be for commercial or residential spaces, it's how it's used. And for example, like if someone comes to me and says, I want to redo my boardroom, well, we have to talk about how many people are going to be in there. What kind of table and chairs are you dealing with? Or do you want to buy? Because the room's only so big, and you need to know when a table's in a room and there's chairs around it, how much room do you need to be able to pull out the chair before hitting the wall, where the lights go that are going to be most effective around the table, where the light switches are, where the electrical plugs are, and they're all placed based upon the need of the client.
Oh, wow. So much thought goes into it. I didn't know that much thought went into it.
Yeah.
I just throw a bunch of furniture in an empty room and be like, hey, that's where the chair goes. So now, does any of this play into feng shui?
You could put it in a feng shui setup. I don't know that much about feng shui and how that all works, but any kind of design, whether it be feng shui or what I do through environmental design, lends itself to the person that's using it and how they're going to use it and how it's going to be set up and look the best for them and what they're using it for.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So let's say in an apartment, I'm going to be renting, let's start with the easiest one. This is what I think is the easiest one.
Okay.
Let's say the easiest place you can imagine is my west side loft space that I just rented, and I want to make it be a live workspace for me. So I don't need a lot of furniture is what I'm thinking. I just want it to be functional for my photography and my music, and so go. We got this empty space, lots of natural lighting, tall ceilings. What happens? What do we do?
Well, you're using it for dual functionality, which would be for your work and then for your living. Am I right?
And partying. And lots of partying.
Having friends over.
And
well, then
partying.
Obviously my first thought would be that you would have to separate the two, because if you're having people over, you don't want them damaging any of your equipment, or you'd want to have it separate. But the way you could connect the two, let's say you put your office up in the loft, for example, and then your living area is downstairs. To let people know that it is an area where both things are happening, you could do pictures downstairs of old-fashioned cameras on the wall, or
oh, wow.
And any kind of thing that has to do, like a microphone, for example, on a picture, and do a grouping that ties it together with your living area.
Man, you're good. Wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. And sometimes I go to people's places and the floors are bare, and sometimes I go to people's places and they have rugs. Now, is there a science to rugs versus bare? Oh, there is.
There is.
You're like, yeah, Doug.
There
really?
is. Okay.
Get a clue, Ace.
Well, first of all, the floor that you have, for example, if it's carpeting, you're not going to put a rug on it because it'll just bunch up. That'll never work unless you're just going to totally cover the rug with furniture. So why have the rug to begin with?
Sure.
Rule of thumb is on a rug, if you're putting it on a wood floor, either all the furniture goes on it or all the furniture is off of it. Because when you walk into a room, if you see, now some people will put it half and half, but technically it's much better aesthetically if it's all off the rug, because when you have a chair half on a rug, half off, a couch half on, half off, it just looks like the rug shrunk. And the furniture, it's just sliding away from the furniture. So you really want to have it one way or the other, either on or off.
Wow. I had no idea that I was really going to learn anything today. To be honest, I was like, well, we'll do this interview. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm like, really? This is like, I'm your student now. Teach me, Jedi Master, please.
Well, also with a rug, it depends on the size of the room, because if you have hardwood floors and you're going to put a rug down in a small room, you don't want to have a lot of furniture in there, because just putting a rug down on the floor is going to make the room look smaller. Because of the pattern, it will make the room look busier and just smaller. So that's another thing you need to think about. And of course, color and how all color plays into design, which is another tangent.
Sure. Now, Thomas, is there ever any reason to put a ridiculous looking bare rug on the floor, or like
well, if you live in a log cabin in Colorado, in the mountains, you can do that and get away with it.
But let's keep it. Let's keep it just there for those people, or Alaska, maybe. So is there any type of like a 1, 2, 3 that you would do? Okay, so let's say I'm moving into my second place now. It's going to be a regular apartment, a little 2-bedroom place, my Love Nest getaway. And is there any 1, 2, 3 type of, you say, okay, well, first thing you have to do this, second, look at this,
okay.
Third, you know what I mean?
Well, I'd talk to you first. How are you going to use it? How many people are going to be here? You have to know the functionality first.
Okay.
Then the cost of what you want to spend to get the room done. I've gone into plenty of homes where people have said, we want to redo our home, but we don't have a large budget.
Sure, and budget dictates everything.
Right, exactly. So I've done many places where I've gone in and just worked with what they had and moved everything around to give it a whole new look, a whole new feel, and a refreshed look. And it didn't cost them anything because they didn't have to buy anything. I used what they had.
Now, is that enough, though, to use what you've already got? Can you get creative enough with what you've already got to make it interesting?
Well, then that is my job, going in, using what you have to make it creative by blending certain colors together, by doing groupings on the wall of certain things together that make a collection, to try and make it more aesthetically pleasing, using what you have by grouping things together properly and placing things properly, and color, choice in certain areas properly. All will create a whole new room with what you have. A lot of people will, they'll put a picture on a wall and they're always too high. So I bring pictures down and you work with the shapes of the pictures to create a grouping. Or a lamp is in an area where behind the lamp is a window, and it's like, why do we want the lamp in front of the window? The light's already coming in, let's move it over here to create more light over in this part of the room.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I never really thought about that. See, being a tall guy, my pictures are probably posted too high for everyone else. But because I'm tall, I think that that's where they should be.
Right.
It's very interesting. And what about color? Color is, I'm sure, is a very important component.
Right.
I've seen some people, they move into a place and the first thing they do is paint. Then I've seen other people, they don't want to paint until they decide what they're going to put in as far as what color is the couch going to be, and then they're going to decide paints. Is there a right and wrong way where it comes to color?
Well, not really. It's more difficult to move in and then paint, just physically moving everything and covering everything. A lot of things that people do with paint is especially nowadays, I see it more now in the last 10 years than I have ever before, is they will go in and their kitchen will be red and their bedroom will be blue and the kids' room will be yellow, and it's
Okay,
like a
you're
gumball
talking about
machine
me.
exploded.
You're talking about me.
Yeah.
You're talking about